LaxFactor podcast. What is up, lacrosse fans? This is a special edition of the LaxFactor podcast. No audio podcast this week. Instead, today, what I'm going to do for you is rip through a new feature that we're going to have. We're going to do this every year. Everybody has their all-flow teams. Nobody, I don't think, has come out with their all-flow team for the 2020 season yet, so we are going to be the first, but we're going to put a special twist on our all-flow team. What we're going to do is we're going to call this the LaxFactor all-flow most likely to mashup list. And the most likely to part is going to be like the high school yearbook, most likely to what? And I hope to offend some people here today, but even though it's all in good fun and good nature and all of that good stuff. So without further ado, let's jump into this. And our first guy here, and look at this guy, Brendan Wallace, Ohio State senior defense, most likely to creep your daughter out at the library without even trying. He does. He just looks like a creeper. You know, I'm sure he's a swell enough guy. 2019, four games played, one shot, one ground ball. So he got a little bit of time here. So hopefully he gets some more time here as a senior defender for Ohio State. They need a little bit of help on the defensive side of the ball. The next guy up here, a Yale kid, Conrad Collins, sophomore midfielder for Yale. And this may offend some people. We're going to call him most likely to be involuntarily. Okay, hold on. Let's regroup. Most likely to be involuntarily celibate while rocking that haircut. And he had no stats in 2019. He'll hope to get on the scoreboard here for Yale. But yes, I'm sure that he's probably not involuntarily celibate at this point. But if anybody is with a haircut like that, it's going to be him. And then we have Brett Habik. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. Senior midfielder out of Siena. We're going to say that he is the most likely to crush a beer can on his head and yell O'Doyle rules. And in fairness, this is actually, I based that off of a different picture where he had slightly shorter hair. And this is kind of beautiful flowing locks, so it kind of screwed up that whole vibe on here. But he deserved mentioning anyway. We got Cole Froming from Marquette, senior defender. We're going to call him, this is a good one, most likely to join a cult and convince you to join with him because it will be awesome. He looked really excited, and his hair kind of poofed a little bit. In 2019, 2 games played. No stats, though. Hey, actually, the Habik guy from Siena, I didn't say this, 13 games played, 3 goals, 5 assists, 29 shots, 10% shooting percentage, so he can improve that. 58% on cage, though, so he's got to put a little more muscle and placement into these shots. 4 ground balls, so he's a decent player out of Siena. And Froming from Marquette, he had 2 games played, no stats. The next guy here, JJ Alicia from Bucknell, junior midfielder, and we're going to call him, and this is on account of his beautiful flowing locks, and I'm sure he's got a very trim physique. Most likely to get goosed from behind by a teammate mistaking him for his girlfriend. And I actually know somebody who did that, who did, in fact, goose another dude on campus thinking that it was his girlfriend. That was the story anyway. Next up, Cole Williams. Most of you guys all probably know Cole Williams. And we're going to say him most likely to say, like, totally gag me with a spoon, you know? Like a Valley girl from the 1980s. He's got the feathered hair, the Heather Locklear look, looking a little bit too pretty with the flow. 27 goals, 19 assists, 46 points, 20 ground balls in 2019 for Cole Williams. Next up, Jacob Stobner from Princeton, sophomore defender. And this one's simple. And I think it's funny because I did look up a bio after this just because I feel bad saying this out loud. But what we're going to say about him is most likely to be an insufferable prick is Jacob from Princeton. And I looked it up, and his father, I wasn't going to do that one, even though I thought it was funny. But then I saw his father was, I think, an orthopedic surgeon. His mother, something very high up and well-paying in the medical field, and he's going to Princeton. So I figured it was funny, and it's kind of true, although I'm sure he's probably a swell guy. Luke Packer, whatever the hell his name is, Manhattan junior defender, most likely to have no soul. That one's simple. He's a ginger. He had some crazy ginger locks. And we get into 2 of my favorites. These are my 2 favorites out of all of them, and I wanted to close with these 2. Evan Tyler, Jacksonville senior midfielder. Now, he had a really cool picture last year where I would have said that he was most likely to know exactly where to find you some dank nugs. This year's picture, it takes a dark turn. I say that Evan Tyler's picture this year, most likely to portray a domestic abuser turned murderer on the run in a 1980s episode of America's Most Wanted. And Evan actually had and I don't know if any of you are old enough, a lot of you are old enough to remember America's Most Wanted, where they would act the scenes out and they would have, some actors here and there act these murders and these fight scenes between husband and wife or whatnot terribly. So I picture him being that actor doing that based on that picture. It's a beautiful picture though. It's a good look. He 15 games played, 37 goals, 11 assists, 48 points, 16 ground balls. Right now the most accomplished player on our list for sure, and that is a sweet look. And then we have this guy. Now, to be fair, I showed up for the flow, but what I got was different. This isn't even flow. He doesn't even have flow anymore. But what I had to put this one on here, and I wanted to close with it anyway because it was funny. Most likely to be a fucking serial killer is what this guy is here. Luke Sad Mercer Jr., midfielder, or even better, most likely to be the domestic abuser that Evan Tyler was portraying on America's Most Wanted. So we could throw him in that boat also. And I think out of all of these guys, I think that the look that wins it for me, and it won it for me the second that I saw it, was Evan Tyler, our actor portraying a domestic abuser turned murderer on the run in the 1980s episode of America's Most Wanted. I think he wins. He's got sweet flow, and he's got a dope stash to go with it. So I think, Evan Tyler, you win LaxFactor's All Flow Most Likely to Mashup Award for 2020. You've got the dopest flow with that cool predator pedophile mustache to go with it, which makes you the winner. And that's it. As always, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want to see more videos that are really, really stupid, exactly like this one. As always, you can go to LaxFactor.com, watch all our videos, listen to the audio version of our podcast, and also buy some swag. We have hats, coffee mugs, and other stuff like that. As always, thank you for watching.